Vladimir Putin lives an incredibly lavish lifestyle, from a car collection that consists of an estimated 700 cars to a watch collection worth millions and a secret $1 billion mansion built off the coast of the Black Sea. He definitely has more millions or even billions to his name than we care to admit. Some are even of the opinion that he might in fact be the richest man in the world. Is he though? We guess he could be. After all, he does own several presidential planes, each priced at over $700 million, one of which has gold-plated toilets on board. We all know that what Vladimir Putin says he owns is far from what he actually owns, because let's be real for a second. Putin lives incredibly large for a man who supposedly earns a mere $140,000 per year. But is he secretly the richest man in the world? It's not the kind of question that has a simple yes or no answer, but we have a few ideas and a bit of information gathered from here and there that could point us in the right direction of a possible answer. Let's take a look at a few of the things he owns even though he says he doesn't, and let's compare them to the same objects owned by other wealthy men around the globe. Just wait till you see the last thing on our list. We'll give you a little hint. It is possibly one of the most expensive of its kind ever to be built. First up, his presidential plane, the Flying Kremlin. When Putin travels the globe, or when he used to travel the globe rather, he did so in his presidential plane, a 4-engine long-range wide-body Ilyushin aircraft. It has been fitted with so many luxury features he could easily just move in and call it his home. In fact, most billionaire mansions are fitted with the same features, and the only thing they have that Putin's plane doesn't have is a pool. At least, not that we know of. Inside the Russian presidential plane, Putin had a fully equipped gym installed. We're talking one with treadmills, weights, and a boxing bag or two. Then there is a full bar, fully stocked of course, with nothing but the finest alcoholic beverages and a master suite complete with a king-size bed and the infamous gold-plated toilet. The office has everything his main office has, and the plane even has a communication system that allows it to act as a management center capable of commanding troops during combat. It is said to be worth around $716 million. The US government, however, didn't exactly skimp on the interior of Air Force One, a Boeing 747-200B. It is commonly referred to as the President's Office in the Sky, though it has a few other luxury amenities as well. Apart from a fully kitted out office and boardroom, Air Force One has about 4,000 square feet of floor space on 3 levels, including an extensive suite for the president that features his or her large office, bathroom, and conference room. Air Force One also has a medical suite that can function as an operating room. Additionally, the plane's 2 food preparation galleys can feed 100 people at a time. Plus, Air Force One basically has unlimited range, seeing that it can be refueled mid-air. The onboard electronics are hardened to protect against any electromagnetic pulse, and Air Force One is equipped with advanced secure communications equipment, allowing the aircraft to function as a mobile command center in the event of an attack on the US. How much is it worth? Each of the 2 Boeings, yes, POTUS needs a backup, is worth an estimated $5.3 billion. Putin does, however, own 4 presidential planes in total, yet at $716 million a plane, it only adds up to about $2.8 billion, meaning he loses the first round. How about his extensive and flashy watch collection? One of his most prized watches is worth an unbelievable $1.15 million. Surely a couple more within the same price range would mean he has an incredibly pricey set of watches? Let's take a look. Putin's $1.15 million watch was made by Patek Philippe. It is an 18-karat gold piece and one of the most complicated watches ever made by the Genevan luxury watch manufacturer. He also owns a $480,000 Lange & Zuna Turbograph Perpetual pour le Mérite limited edition watch, a $60,000 Patek Philippe Perpetual calendar, an $18,000 Patek Philippe Calatrava, a Breguet Marine worth $15,000, and a $10,000 Blancpain Lehman flyback. Not too bad, right? It comes in at a little under $2 million. He, however, loses round 2 as well and is beaten by someone you never would have guessed, the Dalai Lama. How could a spiritual leader who dresses in traditional Tibetan monk attire have a watch collection more expensive than that of Putin? Well, it's not that he has a collection as such, but rather the fact that he owns the most expensive watch amongst all other world leaders. Instead of a wristwatch, the Dalai Lama is never without his Patek Philippe pocket watch, a gift from President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1943. Yes, the Dalai Lama was around back then. He is 86 years old and will turn 87 in July. His yellow gold piece is a grand complication featuring a perpetual calendar, minute repeater, and a split seconds chronograph. Only about 15 of them were ever made, and while some of them have sold at auction for around $500,000, the history that accompanies the one owned by the Dalai Lama makes it priceless. As in, if a professional had to put a price tag on it, the sky would be the limit. There has to be something Putin owns that is way more expensive than another of its kind, owned by someone else, right? Putin lives incredibly large, and while it might be impossible to establish his exact net worth, it has to be in the billions. Well, there is something he owns that is truly remarkable and incredibly expensive, so much so that we might have to go as far as to say it is the most expensive of its kind ever to be built. But before we tell you more, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. In 2010, a whistleblower, Sergei Kolesnikov, first published an open letter to the then Russian president Dmitry Medvedev exposing the construction of a $1 billion mansion reportedly owned by Vladimir Putin. The property obviously wasn't registered in Putin's own name because that's not how he operates, but an in-depth investigation pointed straight to Putin being the owner. But is it the most expensive home ever to have been built? We'll tell you in just a bit. First, let's explore the secret mansion and all its mind-blowing extras a little more. The mega mansion is thought to cover an area of at least 17,691 square meters. It was built on a block of land covering a total area of 182.8 acres and sits on the Black Sea coast near Zelensk, Russia. It has all of the things you'd expect a mansion of its grandeur to have. Features such as a massive pool, a spa with several saunas, a reading room, music lounge, wine cellar, and more than a dozen guest bedrooms. But it also has a few features you would not expect to see in a mansion. Putin's secret mansion apparently also houses a casino, Turkish baths, an ice palace, and an ice rink, a pole dancing room, and an amphitheater. Oh, and it also has a variety of shops stocked with fresh produce. We literally don't know what to say about that. Is it the most expensive privately owned mansion out there though? The answer is no. In 2006, a billionaire in India, Mukesh Ambani, had a $2.6 billion mansion built for him and his family. Fair enough, it is built in Mumbai and not on the coast of the Black Sea, but it consists of 27 stories, has 10 elevators, a car park big enough to house 160 cars, and a staff count of 600. It also has a snow room, an ice cream parlor, and is earthquake resistant. Yet again, Putin's wealth is outshined. On paper, Putin earns a mere $160,000 per year, but in real life, he probably makes closer to a few million. His real net worth might be estimated at somewhere around $200 billion. But the truth is, there is another billionaire who has a higher net worth, one that is based on factual evidence and real financial reports. Elon Musk is still the reigning billionaire with a current net worth of $240 billion, give or take a few million, depending on the stock markets. Is Vladimir Putin far richer than he claims to be? Absolutely, but is he the richest man in the world? Probably not.